What's up? This is Tark here from smartbiketrainers.com. Okay, so this is the all-new Polar Grit X Pro watch. They have two different versions of this watch, the Grit X Pro, which comes in three different colors and sells for $500. And then the Grit X Pro Titans, which comes in one color, but two different bands and is $100 more expensive, making it the most expensive Polar sport watch at $600. This is the Titan version, which is equipped with an ultra-strength aerospace titanium bezel and sapphire glass, which is supposed to have the ability to withstand cracks and breakage, but glass is glass and glass can scratch. The bonds are textured and the watch just feels solid and well built. I love the way it looks and how it feels. The top bezel on the titanium one is titanium and has the Grit X Pro engraved on it. The top has a compass look, which gives it a sporty and a premium look and feel overall. The watch plus leather band weigh 53 grams in total, or 73 grams with the fluoroelastomer. I'm sure I'm butchering the pronunciation of this, but we'll call it FKM band, like what you see here. Polar Grit X Pro offers assisted GPS for faster fixes and tells your watch the predicted position of the satellite much quicker. They also added the ability to adjust brightness, so now you have the option to set the screen brightness to high, medium, low, or only with the light on. So that's a nice addition, because one of the complaints I heard on other Polar watches is the low brightness of the screen, usually pretty decent outside, but not so great indoors. So I have mine set on high brightness now, and it seems to be much better. Not as bright as an Apple Watch, but a lot better than others. Other than that, the heart rate sensor is the same. The battery is the same. In training mode, you will get up to 40 hours of battery life and full GPS and wrist-based heart rate tracking, and up to 100 hours with power save options enabled. And it still uses the same USB charger with the same soft magnets that attaches to the back of the watch and the same touchscreen. But there is plenty of newness on the navigation side of things, so let's get to that. Polar added new routes and elevation profile to the Grit X Pro. Now you can view and select your planned routes right from the start menu and get a simple overview of your planned route and its elevation profile. You can even add carb reminder and drink reminder right there from the menu before starting your activity. The elevation profile is also available during your exercise. I guess the idea behind this is to show you how much of a climb you have left while you are in the activity, and you thought that you can tackle while planning your hike from home, excited and feeling great. But when you are there and you realize how much more climbing you have to do and starting to feel like you're gonna die, this is where the next feature might come in handy. You now have the option to change your route in the middle of an activity without stopping your exercise, so that might come in handy. Also, additional navigation features have been added to the Grit X Pro, such as Track Back, which will navigate you back to your start point via the same route that you took, or select a beeline, which is basically the shortest route. Other big additions to the watch is what they call always on display, which is basically 3 additional dashboards or watch faces. The altimeter dashboard, which lets you track your current elevation in real time, live compass to see your direction outside your training session, and an altimeter to see your exact location coordinates. And you can calibrate it right on the watch. And they call them always on because they are always available for you. You don't have to be in an activity to see these faces. The other screen, which happens to be my favorite, is the sunrise, sunset, and twilight times dashboard. This dashboard will give you the sunset to dusk and dawn to sunrise times and length of day. Okay, I think I covered all the new features. So basically, on the software end, you have the navigation and a couple of new dashboards. But the watch does everything else other Polar watches do. It does measure running power. The watch also tracks your sleep, and you can access all your sleep data directly from the watch app or website. And I found the Polar sleep tracking data to be very good and offer a lot of insight, and will give you recommendations based on your nightly recharge, which is basically how well you feel if you got enough recovery. You also have all other fitness tests available, such as running, performance tests, and for different cycling FTP tests. This includes the traditional 20-minute FTP test or 30 minutes FTP test, 40 minutes FTP, or if you're up to it, you can do the full 60-minute FTP test. Also, other tests that give you feedback on cardio, system, recovery, and measure how your body is reacting to training, such as Recovery Pro and Nightly Recharge. The sync feature on the watch is still spotty. Like other Polar watches, I find myself a lot of times having to reopen the Polar Flow app and press the sync button, which is the lower left button on the watch. And this might not be that big of a deal, but in today's tech, you just expect things like this to work instantly. Also, the touchscreen is okay, not very responsive, and might take you a few swipes to get the watch to do what you wanted it to do. So the Polar Grit X and Polar Grit X Pro are geared toward the goal-oriented outdoor sport enthusiasts and pro athletes. But let's talk about the price and different options available. So the Polar Grit X is priced at $430. Then if you spend $70 more, you'll get yourself into the Pro line and you can get the Polar Grit X Pro, which is basically very similar to the Grit X except the additional new always-on dashboards. Then the Polar Grit X Pro Titan at $600, which will get you the Pro line and looks more luxurious, and you get the titanium bezel and just looks more premium overall and comes with two different bands. So personally, I would probably go for either the Grit X and save myself some money, or I'll spend $170 more and get the Titan. Not sure I see the value in the middle line here. But I think the majority of people would probably pick the Pro line because of the look, the luxury, the fancy titanium, but from a feature standpoint, they're really identical. But $70 more will get you that coveted Pro line. I want to hear from you. What do you think of the new Polar Grit X Pro? Would you spend the extra $70 or $170 to get the Pro line? And which one would you go for? Let me know in the comments below. Let's chat. Okay, there you have it. I will leave links below to where you can get yourself one. And these are affiliate links and will help support the channel. Please take a quick second to hit the like button. Also, subscribe if you made it this far in this video and have not subscribed yet. Thank you for watching and see you in the next video.